So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lemuel and Tendo.
Wagwan, guys.
What's good?
Welcome back to Mission Accomplished,
where we
showcase the lives of those who have accomplished a lot.
And today we have a very special guest.
Special guests only.
Yeah, that's a rule that we like to keep in this podcast.
And
we only have special guests.
Today is also our second ever live podcast. This is actually our first podcast that our audience has been people younger than the age of
18, I think.
30 something.
30 something,
yes.
I think. Yeah.
Anyways, let's get to know our guest a bit more.
Yeah, hi guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Fine.
Awesome. My name is Maxwell, and it's really amazing to be hosted by you guys. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, my name is Maxwell. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Zero Bionic.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
wow.
And essentially what we do at Zero Bionic is we produce robotic exoskeletons and robotic prosthetics for people living with disabilities, and pioneering the first humanoid robotics in Kenya. Yeah.
Wow.
That's so cool. Guys, this guy, he's a genius and he helps the less fortunate. Just clap for him, guys. Just clap for him.
Anyways, before we continue, do you like any sports?
Yeah, I'm a really huge fan of skating. Used to skate a while back, but then life happened. Right now I just watch football.
What team do you support?
What team?
Man U.
Oh. No, guys. The real team is
Even
Liverpool.
Arsenal would have accepted.
The real team is Liverpool.
All the
is just a
Liverpool
good
fans,
team.
you see us after this.
I know,
Yeah.
Man U. I mean, tunajulikana, right?
No. Yes.
Anyways, what inspired you to do like the Zero Bionic thing?
So just a quick background is I have been a mentor with Young Scientists Kenya for like the last 2 years after being a participant, and what essentially we do during these outreach sessions is we go to schools and then mentor kids on areas around STEM. I've interacted with a number of students who are at the exhibition right now, and during this period I interacted with a lot of kids or students who are really brilliant, but then they are limited by having or being able differently. So I interacted with kids who some could not hear, some could not speak, some had motor problems, or moving was just really hard. So from then we decided to look into ways of actually actuating that without making it so traditional. So I have a background in robotics, and I was like, how can I use my robotics ingenuity to kind of help these kids or these students learn more easily, or just being integrated in areas of STEM that they are essentially left out. So that is where Zero Bionic came in. So we first started with a prosthetic arm, which essentially is used to translate sign to speech and for people with motor problems. And then from there we are now building a humanoid robot that is now kind of encompassing all this. Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you first decided to start Zero Bionic?
Well, the feeling is mutual, but then it was from this stage. I happened to have participated in Young Scientists Kenya back in 2020. The situations then were really crazy, as we can all recall. So pushed our project. At that time we were working on a vision system for security, and then pushed it to Young Scientists Kenya, and we were fortunate to have won the overall award. That put us in a trajectory of building. So there's a lot that comes with winning the overall award of Young Scientists Kenya, which I think a number of us know. Yeah. So the things that come with the award are, first, you have you get to win 100,000 Kenyan shillings.
100,000.
I was just right about your age. With 100,000, so you can imagine what you can do with 100,000 while that young. And then you get a fully paid scholarship to one of the best, not the best private university in Kenya. Who can guess which university is that? Exactly. You get a fully paid scholarship to Strathmore University to pursue any course of your choice, as long as it's a STEM course. And then you get to fly to Dublin to kind of experience now tech in a broader perspective. So while I was at Dublin, I saw a lot of big stuff that are being done by very young people. And I was like, why don't we now kind of embody this? And this is now the spirit that Young Scientist Kenya is bringing to the younger youth or the younger people at the moment. So winning was a lot, and it has really pointed us towards a direction that has been really amazing. Yeah.
This is one of those rare times that I'm lost for words. You win 100,000, you get a fully paid scholarship, you get to go to Dublin.
And I've not mentioned the industry linkages. You guys know the amount of partners or the amount of network Young Scientist Kenya has.
That's crazy. Guys. Yeah. That's so crazy. I can't even believe.
Anyways, before we continue, guys, who would like to tell us what Bionic is? If anyone guesses, you get a special prize.
A very, very special prize.
Special prize.
If you guess what Bionic is, without searching it up. No searching it up.
Just any guesses, guys.
I'm just guessing for now. I think it's the study of robotics.
Well, you could be right. The reason we asked is because we really don't know, and he's going to answer the question. But because you answered,
you will get an exclusive high five from him personally. No, guys.
Anyways, let's confirm what Bionic means.
Interesting. I mean, that was an ambush. So Bionics is essentially integration of hardware with human beings. So you see how you'd have a robotic equipment, right? And so integration of that robotic equipment with human beings is now called bionics. So what essentially you'd have is what is there is the normal prosthetics that you'd see that are not powered in any way. So that is a prosthetic, right? And then a bionic is an electronically powered integration robotic system with human beings. Yeah.
That's cool. What was your greatest achievement with Zero Bionic?
Interesting. So Zero Bionic to date has been, I can say, it's more of kind of garnering the amount of funds that have been raised to kind of push this initiative to a success. At the moment, we've done a cap of, I think, 1.6 million US dollars. Yeah.
What?
Whoa. Teach us your
We're
ways.
swimming in money. Wow.
No, that's not my money, guys. Sina pesa. That is.
It's a company's money. Makes more sense. But the 100,000 was yours.
Yeah, that one was mine.
That's crazy.
If we may ask, what did you spend the money
on? Well, we've not exhausted it, but then we are currently based in 4 countries at the moment. We are based in Switzerland, Rwanda, Namibia, Kenya, and now we are moving into Liberia.
How old are you again?
Oh yeah, I'm just 21. I'm turning 22, 19th of this month.
Guys, imagine how much you can do if you start that now. He's 21 and they have a cup of how many?
1.5, 1.6.
1.5, 1.6 million, not Kenya shillings, not Kenya
US
shillings,
dollars.
US dollars. But hey, it matters that you got to that level and starting from such a young age, which is quite impactful actually. So on the flip side of your greatest achievement, what was the lowest moment with Zero Bionic?
If you had one.
There are a lot. So I think this is something that we have with everybody here. While you're building or while you're making, there are points that things don't work out, right? There are points that essentially you'd feel like giving up. We've had like a million of those instances. So we lost a couple of hardware some time back, and with robotics you have to have like the power quotient right, the calculations on connecting the equipments right. So at one point we kind of burnt almost through 3/4 of our equipment, and it kind of slowed us down, and so we've contemplated a number of times just giving up, but then we keep on looking at the kind of people that we, or the numbers that we're impacting, and the number of people that we are kind of looking to push these systems out to, and that keeps on driving us time and again. So that point of giving up is always there, and I think every one of us has interacted or has encountered that point where nothing works out. And it always happens, and I think I say this time and again, if you're going through hell, keep going. At one point you'll get used to the hellfire. So yeah.
Anyways, what would you say inspires you to keep going? Or let me not ask in that way. What is this something that you always wanted to do, like when you were a kid, or you picked it up somewhere like in high school?
So funnily enough, all of us or most of us here are Gen Z, right? And we probably grew up watching Iron Man or Transformers, or I think Real Steel for the amount of us who've watched it. So while I was a kid, I used to love how these robotic systems usually work. By then they were not yet implemented.
Yeah.
And so while in high school, I started working into electronics and IoT and stuff. And so these are just foundations of robotic systems. So I'd always wanted to be an Iron Man per se. And so working or creating such mechanisms or working in such environmental labs was kind of something I embodied, and then found a purpose by now making it work for the less fortunate or for people who are able differently, and that has been most of our driving force. And the amazing team that we have at Zero Bionic, Young Scientists Kenya, and AfriFabi Labs is just amazing. I usually look at the team, and each and every time I feel like giving up, and I'm like, I can't let these people down. Yeah.
That's cool. That's really interesting.
Is there anyone from your team that's here?
Yeah.
They are not in the country at the moment. So, but one thing I'd love to share is that our labs are open at Westlands. They are called AfriFabi Labs. So if any of you guys ever wanted to kind of just pass by, see the robotic systems that you're working on, and just get an intuitive diving into robotics, it's very open and very free for everyone that is here. Yeah.
Guys, you should join. You should really join.
Since we do not have a lot of time, we will accept 2 questions from the audience.
And then move on to the most important question
of the
of the whole podcast.
Maxwell, I would like to wonder, which high school were you in?
I don't know if I should state that, but then I was in Kanga School. That is back in Migori County here.
Oh, and the time you participated in YCK, you are in which form?
I was in Form 3. I just finished my Form 2. It was during that COVID period transition. So I was in Form 2 going to Form 3. Yeah.
Okay, so you've said that you are 21 years and you're already a CEO. So are there challenges you encountered during your time, like?
Challenges are there. Challenges are a lot. First things first is the whole ecosystem around funding in Africa or in Kenya as a whole is not that accommodative, and so you have to have like a lot of grit and a lot of will. And then another thing is balancing my school and my company. Essentially, I'm still a student, guys. I'm finishing my computer science degree at Strathmore, so you can imagine just balancing all these two parallel situations. It's kind of a challenge, but then you always have to find a bridge or a gap of how you do this. Yeah.
Okay, and did you have like support from your parents? Did your parents like support you? And my friend here is asking, like, you are 21, you're CEO. Did you like jump schools or something like that?
So on the first question, one thing I value or really appreciate is that my parent, essentially my mom, has been really supportive in terms of now just pushing me or supporting me to go to some of these initiatives. So you guys know that during our time we were in lockdown, right? And so at that point I didn't have a laptop of my own. I didn't have system that could allow me connect into some of these events. So what I did is I talked to my parent, and from then he saw the value that Young Scientist Kenya is impacting to kids from just the past people who are there. And then after showing her that, she's been really supportive from then to now. And in terms of school, I've not skipped any school. I finished high school. I'm still in the university. I'm in my final year. But then, as I said, you just have to find a balance between how you do things. You see how you can be a sports person and then also have school and then also do your hobbies and stuff. So primarily working on Zero Bionic is like my hobby. So I just find time to balance between my schoolwork and my hobby. Yeah.
We are Mtoto News, a digital platform that empowers children. We curate and create engaging content about and by children. Through audio, video, writing, and infographics, we believe children should be players, not spectators. Through child-led research, we amplify young voices, shaping policies and programs. To partner or donate, send an email to info@mtotonews.com or call 0705855258. Mtoto News, making children visible.